Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member. Mr. Secretary, you know we're facing historic shortages of affordable housing. And I thought one of the best programs that HUD had was the SHOP program, where nonprofits would actually assist people in home ownership. And I can tell you, as a former sheriff, everywhere in my community, and we did this on purpose in Jacksonville, Florida, we went into the most challenged neighborhoods working with these nonprofit groups who would then bring home ownership into these areas, these most challenged public safety areas. And everywhere that home ownership went up, violent crime went down. And so that's why I love this SHOP program, because it puts people into home ownership. I like SRAP, but I really want people to own homes, and because I know it changes the whole community. So can you tell me a little bit about, how are we going to address this issue if we're doing away with SHOP?
Thank you, Sheriff. I really appreciate. Sorry, Congressman. And thank you for your service to law enforcement. Again, I reiterate, this is a new way of looking at how we distribute funds. And by bringing in the states and bringing in localities and giving them the flexibility to identify programs such as you stated that have been successful, then they'll have the ability to continue to fund and work with those programs. I too am for workforce. I too am for skills training and home ownership, moving from rent to home ownership, moving from being subsidized to now living a life of self-sufficiency. And that's the heart here.
So if I could interrupt. So you have SRAP, which is going to be basically a block grant for rental assistance programs. And you're saying there's going to be another block grant process where programs like SHOP can be funded out of if the state or the city decides that's how they want to use those funds?
No, sir, not an additional block grant, but included with.
Included in the SRAP?
Yes, include. When I say this, meaning that the states will have the authority and the flexibility to identify programs that are doing well and be able to not just fund those, but support those opportunities in the states that you're talking about, in particular like SHOP that you mentioned.
Yeah, but all of those others are rental assistance
They are.
programs.
Yes, sir.
But you're saying that those dollars will also be used for home ownership, affordable home ownership?
No, sir. What I'm saying is that when you have programs that promote home ownership, when you have programs that promote individuals being able to buy homes, states will now be able to identify those better than the federal government. The federal government is not the one that identifies those unique needs like states. And so the whole paradigm is to return that back to the states as it pertains to rental assistance that we talked about. And so this is a refocusing of taking the federal government out of it and putting the states in charge and the control of how they want to distribute the funds.
Okay. Let me ask one more question in this round. We in Jacksonville, we had a project-based rental assistance program, Eureka Gardens. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but this is dealing with public housing units and basic safety and quality standards, and how those complaints and inspections are handled. What sort of oversight do you see HUD having for those rental facilities? This one got so bad that we actually had an explosion, and it was horrible. How do we improve the inspector training and accountability to make sure those inspections are consistent and reliable across the board?
Yes, sir. And HUD will still be involved, obviously, when it comes to inspections such as this. I've traveled around the country and visited public housing authorities and seen some of the conditions that people are living in, across our country, and some of them are deplorable. And so obviously HUD will continue to be involved as such so that those public housing authorities are safe, that they are secure for the residents that are living
Okay,
there.
so
sir.
even with the block grant, you're still going to be in the inspection business?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Mr. Chairman, I see my time's up. I yield back.